Tarot Bible. So this one I get super excited about because honestly, when I first started learning about tarot, what's up everybody, this is the Vibrant Temptress, and if you haven't been here before, welcome to the palace. One thing that I love to do on this channel is I love to talk all about beauty, astrology, health, and more. I recently did a giveaway and I asked you guys what are some of the topics that you guys want me to talk about. So the topic today is going to be book recommendations. I know that when people are getting started learning a little bit about spirituality, physical stuff, astrology, it can be kind of overwhelming. It can be a little bit confusing because there's just so many different topics to talk about. Picked 5 of my top books that I love to read and the ones that kind of got me started. So one of the first books that I got just to learn a little bit about crystals, they were from, where they were first found, was this book right here. So this is called the Crystal Bible, and if you're learning about crystals, I would suggest that you get this book because this book has it all. Just from the very beginning, you know, it talks about how crystals are formed, it talks about the different sizes of crystals, it also talks about crystal decoration, recommends like where you should put certain crystals, like if you should put them like by your throat for maybe your throat chakra, or if you should put it closer to your heart to open your heart chakra. And once you actually go a little bit more into the book, like for example on page 30, it'll talk about crystal care. So a lot of people are constantly like, how do I take care of them? How do I cleanse them? It talks all about that right here in details. And what I like about this book is it gets to the point. It's not like too detailed. If you go to Bloodstone, it'll tell you right here what the crystal is. It'll tell you where it came from, what the purpose of it is. This is one of my favorites, highly recommended, by Judy Hall, and it's called the Crystal Bible. My second choice right here, for those of you who are into chakras, I would recommend the Chakra Project by Georgia Coleridge. So this book is amazing. It's getting a little tore up because I use it so much, but this one's awesome. Honestly, it's so pretty. Honestly, I'm obsessed with the pictures. I mean, look at this. Look how pretty this is. And all of the pictures are like that. I mean, got yourself a little rainbow right here. Artistic book. Go to the next page. What it tells you is the affirmations, like affirmations to work on that chakra. For example, for the root chakra, it'll say things like, I enjoy moving and exercising my body. It'll tell you signs that yours is overdeveloped. And then once you move forward, it gives you like case studies. So you can actually read stories of real people who have had certain experiences where they were able to determine that their chakra was imbalanced. And then after that, it tells you the perfect thing, how to heal your chakra, because we don't want to just know that it's, you know, unhealthy or overdeveloped.
Bye, Felicia.
This one's perfect for beginners. So the next book that I have that I'm obsessed with, the Tarot Bible. So this one I get super excited about because honestly, when I first started learning about tarot, I was freaked out. I was like, I'm gonna go to hell if I like, you know, read this or do this. But this book was actually really helpful because me personally, if I don't do my research, I don't want to try it. Like, I need to know as much information as possible. So if there's a few of you out there who are like, I'm so curious about tarot, but I'm terrified, I don't know what it's about, get this book because this book will really break it down to you. It will tell you the history of tarot. It'll tell you how to start practicing tarot. And for those of you who are more comfortable like me doing your research, it really breaks down, for example, like when you get your first deck, it'll tell you how to take care of your deck, where to place your deck, how to decorate your deck if that's something that you want to do. If you're actually ready to get your deck, it tells you how to pick the one that's meant for you. It really goes into details about projections because that is something that is common whenever you're practicing tarot. It's really easy to let your projections go onto the tarot and start just getting answers that you want instead of actually getting the answers that you're trying to receive or the authentic answers. So I really like that it goes into detail about that. And next thing that I really enjoy is that it breaks down each card. So for example, it has the Fool right here, which is the very first major arcana card, and it tells you the interpretation. It tells you what it means if the card's in reverse. So it'll do this all the way from the major arcana cards all the way to the swords, the cups, the wands, pentacles. And then what I love that I just got really excited about that I discovered recently is at the very end, it tells you how these cards are connected to planets and which cards are connected to certain zodiac signs. Even a little bit of psychology is in here, like it talks a little bit about Carl Jung. So there's a lot of really good stuff right here. So I would definitely recommend Tarot Bible by Sarah Bartlett. So the next book that I have, I would say that this is definitely more of an advanced astrology book. I had one that was for beginners, but I sold that one, just did more in astrology. And for those of you who are interested in learning a little bit about natal charts, astrologers do is they measure the longitude and the latitude of exactly where you were born, the time time and which planets were aligned at that time. And what that does is it determines which other zodiacs you're going to have in your natal chart, which you could get on cafeastrology.com. It'll determine what your sun sign is. So for me, it's an Aries, and then it'll determine what your Venus is, which for me is a Taurus. So this book right here is the perfect book to give you an interpretation of what each sign on your natal chart is, specifically for relationships. So really just not only break it down for you, but if some of you, you know, have a boo out there and are like, I want to know what his moon is like, you can read this. So it's not just cool for you, but it's also exciting because you can read it for other people. And it also tells you the kind of relationships that'll be helpful for you astrologically based off of your natal chart. So this is a really fun book, but I would say that it's a little bit more advanced. This one is called Astrology, again, for Real Relationships, and the authors are Jessica Lanyadoo and T. Greenaway. So yes. The next book that I'm going to talk about is a really exciting book for those of you out there who are big on numerology, who are big on angel numbers, or that I'm going to be talking about is for anyone who is beginning to see synchronicities. So for anyone who's like, I keep seeing 444, 111, 222, 333, or like, what does this mean? A lot of different belief systems on why different people see different numbers. I want to make it clear that different religions have different perspectives on it. And when you see numbers, I don't want it to be like, you know, you pass a certain street all the time and you see the number. It has to be more, see it on your watch, or you see it while you're driving, sometimes on a license plate, or you see it on the wall. There's a book, it's called Angel Numbers, and it's by Kyle Gray. And this book just gets straight to the point. So it'll tell you a little bit of the history of the numbers, and then it'll tell you what they each mean. So you'll have like 404, 505, 606, 102, 104. One of my favorites that I always see is 444, so you also will have 444 on there. And this book happens to stop at 999, so it is, again, the one for beginners. But if you are someone who is beginning to see this, I would definitely recommend this one because it's the perfect one. You can kind of carry it with you. That concludes my 5 books for anyone who's beginning their spiritual searching, anybody who's curious about angel numbers, astrology, natal charts, chakras, tarot. If you guys like this video, let me know, comment, and watching, and I will see you on my next video.